Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful, most versatile, and sometimes most confusing words in the English language, get. If you've ever felt a little lost trying to understand all its different meanings, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll not only get it, but you'll be using it like a pro. So, what makes get so special? Well, it can mean to receive, to become, to arrive, to understand, and so much more. Let's start with the basics. You can get a gift, which means to receive it. I hope I get a new phone for my birthday. You can also get sick, which means to become sick. I hope I don't get sick before my vacation. And you can get home, which means to arrive. What time did you get home last night? Simple, right? But the real magic happens when we pair get with other words to create phrasal verbs. This is where your English can go from good to great. Let's explore some of the most essential phrasal verbs with get. First up is get over. This is a big one. It means to recover from or overcome a difficult experience, like an illness or a breakup. It took him a few months to get over the flu. Or she's having a hard time getting over her ex-boyfriend. It's about emotional or physical healing and moving on. Think of it like climbing over an obstacle. Once you're on the other side, you've gotten over it. It's friendlier and more casual than saying, let's meet. So next time you want to see your friends, just ask, when can we all get together? It's a warm and inviting way to make plans. Now let's talk about get by. This phrase is about survival and managing with just enough of something, usually money or resources. It means to have just enough to live or cope. For example, my first job didn't pay much, but it was enough to get by. Or with his part-time job, he's just getting by. It doesn't mean you're thriving, but you are managing. You could also use it for skills. For instance, my Spanish isn't fluent, but I know enough to get by when I travel. It's a practical phrase for describing situations where resources are limited but sufficient. Another incredibly useful one is get across. This is all about communication. It means to successfully communicate an idea or a message so that the other person understands it clearly. For instance, the teacher used diagrams to get his point across to the students. Or, I tried to explain the problem, but I just couldn't get my message across. If you're in a meeting and you're struggling to make people see your vision, you might say, what do I need to do to get this idea across? It highlights the challenge of making yourself understood, which is a key skill in any language. Let's add a few more to our list. How about get along? This means to have a friendly relationship with someone. I get along really well with my colleagues. Or, do you and your sister get along? If you don't have a good relationship, you'd say, we don't get along. It's a simple way to describe the dynamic between people. Then there's get away. This can mean to escape or, more commonly, to go on a vacation or take a break from your routine. I really need to get away for a few days. The beach sounds perfect, or the thieves got away before the police arrived. The context tells you if it's about a relaxing holiday or a more dramatic escape. What about get up? This is probably one of the first phrasal verbs you ever learned. It simply means to get out of bed in the morning. I have to get up at 6 a.m. for work tomorrow. It is a fundamental part of our daily routine and a perfect example of how get is woven into everyday life. And let's not forget get on and get off. We use these for public transportation like buses, trains, and planes. You get on the bus at this stop and you get off at the next one. For smaller vehicles like a car or a taxi, we use get in and get out. I'll get in the front seat. Okay, this is my stop. I need to get out here. It's a small distinction, but it makes your English sound much more natural. So let's do a quick review. We've talked about get over for overcoming challenges, get together for meeting friends, get by for managing with what you have, and get across for communicating clearly. We also touched on get along, get away, get up, and the transport phrases get on and get off. That's a lot, I know, but how do you master them? The key is practice. Try to use one of these phrases each day. When you're writing an email or talking to a friend, think about where you can naturally fit one in. Instead of saying, I recovered from my cold, try I got over my cold. Instead of let's meet, say let's get together. Active use is the fastest way to make these phrases a permanent part of your vocabulary. Another great tip is to listen for them. Watch movies, listen to podcasts, and pay attention to how native speakers use get in conversations. You'll start to notice these phrasal verbs everywhere. When you hear one, pause and think about what it means in that context. Does get away mean a vacation or an escape? Is get over about an illness or a failed project? Context is everything. Let's try a little story to see how they all fit together. Last month was tough. I had to get up early every day to study for my final exams. I was just getting by on coffee and a few hours of sleep. I didn't get along with my roommate, which made things even harder. I was trying to get my ideas across in my final presentation, and I was so nervous. But I studied hard and managed to get over the stress. After it was all over, I decided I needed to get away. So I called my best friend and said, "Let's get together this weekend and plan a trip." See, they flow together naturally once you get the hang of it. The verb get is like a Swiss Army knife for English speakers. It has a tool for almost every situation. By mastering these common phrases, you're not just learning vocabulary. You're learning to speak more dynamically, more naturally, and more like a native speaker. It will help you express yourself with more nuance and precision. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to start using get with confidence. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every time you try, you get a little bit better. Get started today and you'll see a huge improvement in your conversational English. You've got this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this lesson helped you to get a better understanding of this powerful little word. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments which get phrase is your favorite or one you plan to use this week. See you in the next video.